variation. Shh, quiet. Okay.
Yeah.
For some reason, I don't know if you remember this last year when you took the MCA test, they always threw in some of these direct variation problems. And if you remember what it was, is you had multiple choice. You had a graph. And you had to pick which A, B, C, or D. Which graph represented direct variation? Anyone remember what it was you had to look for?
C.
Why C?
Because it goes to the origin.
Right. Direct variation is a graph that goes through the origin. It doesn't matter if it goes up or down or whatever. If it goes through zero, it's a direct variation. Okay? So, what we're doing now is the same thing. If you see a graph, it's got to go through zero, which means when we do y equals mx plus b, what's b going to equal? Zero. There is no b on there because b equals zero. So any direct variation equation is going to be something like this. Y equals 2x. Y equals negative 3/4 x. There's going to be nothing added or subtracted onto it. Okay? So, it's really the same stuff we're doing, they're just calling it different. It's going to be no b on there. Now, the constant of variation is the number that's in front of the x. It's basically just the slope. It's m. So if they ask you what's the if you saw this equation right here, and they asked what's the constant of variation, it's just 2. The constant of variation in this is negative 3/4. Okay? The reason why they call it the constant of variation is if we had this equation, if you found a bunch of answers, if I put 0 in, I get 0. We know it's going to go through 0, 0. If I put 1 in, I get 2. If I put 2 in, I get 4. If I put 3 in, I get 6. What is it constantly doing? It's multiplying by 2 every single time. Okay? So it's either going to multiply by a number or divide by a number every time. So, what we're doing is they're going to give you 2 solutions. They're going to tell you that they vary directly, which means there is no b. So what we got to do is figure out what the equation is. Now this is done just like when we found if the b was missing. Remember in the equation y equals mx plus b. The only difference on these when they vary directly is there is no b, so it's just y equals mx. So what do you suppose you do when x is 6 and y is 30? Put them in. So 30 equals m times 6. So we just divide by 6 and we get 5 equals m. So the equation is y equals 5x. Now some people probably figure out you're going to solve these the same way every single time. What do you end up doing every single time to solve them? Y divided by x, right? Which is slope. That's m. The y's over the x's. So the shortcut is 20 divided by 8 is 2.4. So the equation is y equals 2.4x. Okay? Y divided by x is 0.5. So the equation is y equals 0.5x. Now again, if you forget to take y divided by x, you would just plug it in just like you did, and then you would see you got to divide them, and that's how you find what m is. All right? So, that's really all we're doing. It's only like 12 problems. The other types of problems are like this. You got an equation, and you just gotta say yes or no. Is it a direct variation? Now, these two are easy to see. Is this a direct variation?
Yeah. Wait, no. Yes.
Why is it yes? There's no b. There's nothing added or subtracted on. Is this a direct variation?
No.
No, because it's got a -3 on there. So, is this a direct variation?
Yeah.
Yes, because nothing's added on. There's nothing added on to the length times width. Okay? So there's like 3, 4 of those problems, or 2 or 3, where you just see the equation, you say yes or no if it's direct variation. The other ones are where you gotta write the equation.